Welcome everyone. Thank you so much for joining in. So guys, right now looking at this price of Bitcoin, you can see we just made the new yearly high, guys. We want the price to break clearly above the 20,000 price level. So how far is the price going to go today? And also what kind of scenario are we actually expecting for Bitcoin? So guys, first, before we start this analysis, you can see I talked about this scenario. I showed you guys this double top scenario, price pullback, double bottom scenario, and then a possible breakout, calling this a WYCKOFF's reaccumulation phase. Yesterday I showed you guys this chart, right? And also I shared this analysis on my Twitter account. Let me show you very quickly. You can see here, guys, I shared this yesterday on my Twitter account when the price was around 18,000 level, and you can see this here was a WYCKOFF's reaccumulation phase, and I also said that WYCKOFF reaccumulation phase scenario for Bitcoin. And those people who short this and enter the market, guys, congratulations for you, because this was a very nice indication and the price played out exactly like what we also expected, right? But if you look at the price action right now, guys, you can see right now the price is clearly above 19,000 area, and we are actually struggling to hold this price level. Is the price of Bitcoin going to hold this 19,000 today or break even higher? So for that, right now, if we look at this price structure, guys, this scenario here from WYCKOFF played out perfectly. And now what are we actually expecting? For that, I want to show you this weekly chart. So going through the price action of Bitcoin in a weekly time frame, as you can see, guys, this descending broadening wedge played out perfectly, because when the price was around this 9,000 price level, we said, hey, this scenario here could be an descending broadening wedge, and our target level according to this descending broadening wedge was 19,666. And you can see the price today actually broke even higher than our target level. So as you can see, this descending broadening wedge played out perfectly, guys, perfectly. So what I'm actually going to do, I don't want that anymore, because it has already done its work, right? But one thing I want to show you here in the weekly time frame, guys, because if you notice this price structure here in a weekly time frame, you can also see ascending channel in a bigger frame, because this ascending channel here played as a resistance here. And also right now where we are approaching, this could be again another resistance, right, stopping us to break this 20,000 price level. But this here to the upside, guys, it is actually around 20,400, 20,300 price level. And you can see to the downside, the bottom line played out as a very nice support, right? And now we are approaching the upper line area, which has previously acted as a resistance here, right? So we want to be very careful right now, because we know this is a very crucial area where we are right now, guys. So what kind of scenario are we expecting around this particular area, guys? For that, I have one very interesting scenario from the Jesse Livermore's theory, guys. And also, guys, I would really appreciate if you could smash the like button and hit the subscribe button if you're watching this for the first time. So now let me show you that interesting scenario for Bitcoin. So this is Bitcoin price action in a monthly time frame, guys. So if we look at this price structure here, this monthly candle does looks very bullish. And not only that, guys, tomorrow we are going to get a new monthly CPR. This monthly CPR has been one very important support and resistance for Bitcoin in the past price actions. But before I come to the monthly CPR, guys, I want to come back to the Jesse Livermore's theory. So if you look at this scenario here for Bitcoin and just notice this chart here, guys. So as you can see, guys, this here is from Livermore's pivotal point theory. This scenario is exactly what we are witnessing in a monthly time frame, guys. I'm also going to show you the definition, what this chart actually means, okay? If you look at this definition here, in the chart, these areas are A, B, and B star. At A, the market was in the line with the previous temporary bottom and gave evidence of its unwillingness and inability to pierce through that price level. So this inability means only one thing: the market is ready to climb. That higher price level will be attained. So you can see here, price respecting the previous support line, this is the buy point, and B point is where you actually sell, right? But this here is B star. So this is a different story. And right now, since Bitcoin has approached the previous high, this scenario matched pretty well with the current Bitcoin price action. So now watch this point here, guys, point B and point B star, okay? Now at B, the market was in the line with the previous temporary top, and upon analysis, it offered evidence that it was not able to penetrate through it. That definitely means lower prices. And at B star, in our case, the market was able to break the high of the previous temporary top. That is a clear and sufficient indication of higher prices. So now this B point where we are right now, this was the previous temporary high. So in this case, if the price of Bitcoin able to break the previous high, which it did in our case, and could actually find support above this price level, that is actually an indication the trend still could go higher. And this same scenario, if you look in the price action of Bitcoin, you can see the theory which I just showed you, Jesse Livermore's pivotal point theory. You can see in our case right now, this is the point B area because this is the previous high level for Bitcoin. And to the downside, if we look at this price action, we can also see this as a double bottom scenario where we had a really nice breakout after price breaking the neckline area here, right? But if this is our pivotal point A, which give us an indication we could enter the market because this was the previous support level, right? We also found support, and now where we are actually is a B star, because right now, according to this Jesse Livermore's pivotal theory, if the price of Bitcoin could actually manage to hold the previous line here, consolidate around this area, this is an indication the trend still could continue further in an upward direction, because according to him, breaking the previous high structure is actually not a sell signal. This is a buy signal, guys. And also, I'm actually going to show you the CPR for tomorrow. So in a 4-hour time frame, if you can see here, guys, let's also include the monthly CPR levels. You can see the price has always had a contact with the monthly CPR price level at least once. You can see, doesn't matter if it's going downside or it's going to the upside, guys, the price always had a contact with the CPR price level. So what is this actually saying us? If you look at this price structure, the price has almost like always came back to test the CPI area before heading to the upside, because here you can see this month, this November month, this was a very interesting month for Bitcoin. We didn't have any kind of price touches around this area, but what happened here, you can see we got a pullback, price came at the monthly CPI area, then only we started this move to the upside. What I'm actually trying to say you here, guys, is tomorrow we are going to witness a new CPR lines. So in that case, if the CPR line is somewhere around here, this is the price and this is the monthly CPR for tomorrow, right? So if this is a present CPR, then you know the price in most of the cases has at least come back to test the monthly CPR before continuing its journey in an upward direction. So now let's look at this current stage and calculate the monthly CPR and let's see where it's going to be tomorrow. Okay, so how are we actually going to start? We are going to start by looking at the central pivot line. So to find the central pivot line, what we need the highest point for this month, which we just made right now, right around 19,880 area, and the lowest point of this month. So in that case is 13,220. And we also need the closing price. We don't know where the market is going to close, but we can assume it is going to close somewhere around 19,100 area, right? It doesn't matter that much. So what we need to do now, we need to add the monthly high. Sorry, this was the monthly high, right? The closing price, which we said somewhere around this area, and the lowest point. And we are going to divide that by 3. That way we are getting number here. Let me do the math. The central pivot line around 17,469 price level. So now we know 17,469 is where we are looking at for the central pivot range. So in this case, 17,469. So this is the central point, which is going to be here. So now what we are going to do, we are going to look at the bottom CPI, and then we will be looking at the top CPI. So in this case, the bottom CPI is very easy. Highest point plus the lowest point. Lowest point was 13,220, which we said. So you can see the lowest point is this here. We have calculated the central pivot range, which is this here. And now we are going to look for the top CPI line, right? You can see bottom CPI is 16,554 area. And now what we need is the top CPI, because top CPI is where the price usually comes and touch. So this is a very interesting line. Let's calculate the top CPI. So in top CPI, we need the pivot, the central CPI, which is 17,469 minus the bottom CPI. So in bottom CPI, we said that is 16,554. In this case, our pivot was again 17,469. So, and that will give us 18,384. So now we know we have all the price level. So the top CPI is going to end up somewhere around 18,384 price level. If price is going to end up somewhere around here, this is clearly a virgin CPI, guys. This means the price is clearly above the CPI line. So what does this mean? In the December month, there is a very high probability that price at least comes and tests the CPR level. So in this case, now since we have already seen some sort of a push, guys, always keep in mind that this price level could get gravitated towards the CPR area. It must not have to be always the top CPR. Price could even go lower at the bottom CPR, but right now you can see this is a virgin CPR, so be careful because there is a expectation of price getting pulled back around this 18,500 according to this analysis, right? But if the price is going to close even lower than 19,300 what we assumed, then we might see lines somewhere above here, or we might see some difference, but this is how it's going to look like tomorrow, guys. So guys, this is all what I actually wanted to share with you in today's video. I hope this video was informative enough. If so, definitely hit that like button, and also if you're watching this for the first time, hit the subscribe button and the bell. So guys, by saying this, I'm signing off. My name is Anup. Bye bye.